All right, so let's begin our day, our reading today with a smudge. And this is some cedar. So, blessing you with the cedar today, and blessing me. Hope everybody's doing awesome on this Saturday. I went to a store here in Anadarko that's called Lonnie's. And it was really cool. It's like a big boutique. I really enjoyed it. It's called Lonnie's, and it's over on First and Broadway. When you going on the west side of that intersection, it's near the Poblana Bakery and the meat market and the Cadillac Ranch. So yeah, I stopped in at Lonnie's today, and it was so cool. I really liked it. It's a really neat boutique. I was hoping to meet Sherry because my friend Ethel, told me about Lonnie's, and so I wanted to go in and check it out. And I'm almost ashamed because I have lived here in Anadarko for over a year and have yet. Now, today was my first time there. I really liked it. It was a really cool store. It was a really, really cool store. I enjoyed it very, very, very much. So, but today we are doing an Angels of Abundance. We're doing our financial forecast for the week. So when we're thinking about, what's coming up this, now from now until, next week. What does the financial status look like for just in general? You can get personal private readings, and you can request it being just about your abundance, about money, where's it going to, etc. Okay, that one's sticking out. What do I need to look for? So those are always a good idea when you're thinking about, I'm not sure what kind of reading I'm looking for. And you can actually do these in probably 15 to 20 minutes. They're really, for a personal one, unless you're wanting to do something that's like for, what do I need to think about for the next year to 5 years, then that one might be a little bit longer. But just to, like, hey, where's my abundance? Where's my money? Where's my, my financial things that I need to look at right now? Okay, that one's sticking up. Let's see if we've got any more. So I'm using that Doreen Virtue deck, and it is called Angels of Abundance. And I think she made it with her son, Grant. So if you wouldn't mind, while I'm waiting to see if you've got any other cards to come up, do me a great big favor and love this video. And comment something cool. Okay, there we go. And comment something cool. Share the video. And when you share the video, and I can see that that you shared it, I enter your name into a drawing for a free reading. And it's a 1-hour reading. I've had a couple of people win. They loved it because you also get a recorded version of it that you can refer to later on. And they thought that was the coolest thing ever. So we're using the Angels of Abundance deck. And let's get started because we've got quite a few. So make sure you've got something yummy to drink. And let's get started here. Okay. So we're over here at the Anadarko Sacred Space. And yes, I do online readings. And I also do in-person readings here in Anadarko. You can either come to my Sacred Space, or I will go to you. And interesting. Okay, so we've got an interesting energy coming in about finances this week, and talking about taking taking a chance on things that, even though they may seem risky, it's to take a chance on these things. That right now is a good time to think about new territories and in the way that you create your living. Create your living. So that's the energy coming in. And so here is our obstacle. And our obstacle here is about having, we feel like we got to do it and do it now. There is no sense of, and I'm going to say there's no sense of peace through it, but it's something like an all or nothing kind of energy. And I'm going to use the word tempting you to go all in. Okay, so that's that obstacle. It's like an all or nothing kind of energy. Now, what is your help? Now, you'll see that it is the let go of guilt card. And I'm going to go ahead and flip it up like this. And let's look at it like this. This is your conscience speaking to you in many ways, kind of guiding you. Whoops, let's see. Go this way. Kind of guiding you to be, and I'm going to use the word practical in your endeavors. You can see over here to this side, there is my dog Child. He's saying hello. He likes to be in here with me. That's Karis. His name is, it's the Wichita language, and his name means black. And when he was a pup, he just looked like a big old black ball of fur. But he is a Rottweiler, very sweet, very, very intuitive as well. He's the one that likes to love on people when they come for a reading at my house. So our energy here again, focusing back on that. It's a good time to take a risk. It is a good time to create a venture that will be successful. A venture that will be successful. It's some good timing for that right now. Your obstacle is you want to be all or nothing. And you can't always be all or nothing on some of these situations. Sometimes you have to be practical, and that's where practicality comes in, where it says let go of guilt. It's about being practical. All right. So where am I focusing? Where do we focus our energy? Where do we focus a little bit? Where do we try to obtain a little bit of what I'm going to call divine guidance? Whatever your source is your source. That's why it's called source. And it's a good idea to spend a moment, to spend a little time and connect in with what you call source. You know, what gives you strength? What gives you strength? When you're not feeling strong, what gives you strength? And that's what to connect in with. You've got a lot of fears, and I'm going to say it's not fears of success, it's fears of failure. And we all have a sense of fear of failure. And I mean, nobody likes to fail. But is it really a failure, or was it just not the best method or the best way to do it? It's all about perspective and the way that you look at it. Facing that financial fear. Your financial fears, you're afraid of going broke. Okay, we get it. But here is your help. Words of abundance. And I'm always saying that we have to really be mindful, about the verbiage that we use when we're speaking, when we're bringing things into a fruition. So, I'm going to bring that just a little bit closer. Look at that. Words of abundance. What is your mind frame when you're talking about the way you make your living? What is your mind frame? Because what your mind frame is what you're probably doing on the, just random the way that you speak. So if you're focusing on financial failure, and that's what you're talking about, those are your words, then that's what you're going to face. But if you're looking at the potentials of financial success, then those are the words that you're going to be using that will bring you that success. So looking back over here, so we've got God is your source. Now these are the angels of abundance from Doreen Virtue. And then she talks here, this card here talks about facing your financial fears. We always have a fear of failure. And if that's what you're going to be focusing on is your fear of failure, then that is what you're going to be bringing in. Those are going to be your words of abundance, whether they're a high frequency or a low frequency. Those will be your words of abundance. We have 3 cards left. So if you're just now signing in, don't forget to love this video. Comment something cool, like maybe where you're watching from, what your favorite deck is. Ding dang those dogs. Whoops. Somebody's coming up, so the dogs were barking, and they're still barking. And let's take a look at this last line, because this is where our financial forecast is leading up to. And with the first thing we have is a gratitude list, and that is where we start to acknowledge the things that we are grateful for. We look around and we're like, man, I really do have a lot of assets. I have many things that can get me started on where I want to go to, or maybe get me supported enough that I can embark on something new. Now, this is something that I think that people forget about in the law of exchange. Okay, in the law of exchange, it talks about how that when we do something for somebody, or that there's always got to be a sense of an exchange. And I'm going to say, at the end of the day, people really don't recognize 100%, be quiet, what they have, what they receive for free. We take it, almost for granted. But when we start to realize in synergy that 2 things coming together to create a more beautiful energy, that law of exchange plays quite a bit into synergy. And so in this obstacle card, this is about us learning how to work with synergy, to work the law of exchange. And I always like to think of it like this: whatever I spend, body, mind, and spirit, whether it's happy thoughts for myself or other people, prayers, meditations, blessings, whatever, or even hateful words, and then also what I do in the physical realm, whether I do it negatively or something of positive like exercise, eating well, I'm going to receive in a tenfold. So it's regardless of what we send out, we're going to receive it back in a tenfold. So that's probably why we want to be, in a good idea with it. But when and I'm going to use the word hoard and hold it back, and not enjoy the synergy or the energy of blessings and abundance, we end up rather. This card right here is talking to us about our need to learn how to, and I'm going to use the word tithe because it's on there, but we need to learn how to reinvest back in our community or in our circle, in our world, whatever. We need to reinvest our blessings, our abundance. We need to share that, whether it's a synergistic or sometimes just giving it away, tipping the waiter at the restaurant a little bit extra, or just maybe knowing that somebody needs some help and, sending them a little anonymous love, whatever it is. But this is about taking what our abundance is, those things that we're really grateful for, and sharing those. And the lesson, the experience in that. Because remember, everything that you send out, good or bad, comes back to you. And we're just going to throw a tenfold in there. Now, I like this because this is the deservingness card is where our end result is. And this is talking about receiving everything that you have worked for, everything that you know, going back into that, what you send out, you receive back. And this is talking about receiving those benefits, those gifts, those beautiful qualities, things that are our fruitions that we manifest, that we bring through. And it is through, and I'm going to say through, it's through our efforts on that. Everything that we are physically, body, mind, and spirit connecting into and sending out, we are deserving of what we receive back in. You know, sometimes it can even be about kind words, as something of abundance. When we start to exhibit our kindness and demonstrate that with other people, you know, say nice things to them like, "Ooh, I love your hair." You know, "Gosh, what a fantastic job you did on this," or "Hey, babe, that was so delicious what you made for dinner." When we start to share those words, we not only start seeing the value within ourselves, but we also see the value within each other. And we realize that we are all together. We're very, very precious and have a lot of resources to be grateful for, and to embrace that abundance and share it with others. So kind of groovy feeling. It's going to be a good week this week. But what you send out is what you will receive. And what you receive is exactly what you deserve. So be mindful. Peace, love, and harmony. Don't forget, love the video, comment something cool, and share it. When you share it and comment and love it, all three of those, you get registered or your name